Growlanser series, a spiritual successor to Langrisser, is horribly underrated and it really deserves more attention. Now the reason I'm going on about the whole series and not just one game is because the entire series, for the most part, is unknown by most gamers. North America did not see the first of the Growlanser games until 2004, where 4 of the 6 in the series had already been released in Japan. Working Designs, a company that is unfortunately non-existent now, brought Growlanser 2 and 3 over to North America under the name Growlanser Generations for the PlayStation 2. The next Growlanser game was released in 2007 as Growlanser Heritage of War, the 5th game in the series, and then the final release was in 2012 with Growlanser Wayfarer of Time, which is actually the 4th game in the series. Confusing, right? I don't know why they released 5 before 4, nor why they skipped the very first one. Either way, outside of Japan there was a fair chunk of Growlanser games available to purchase. If you were lucky enough to find one of these games and purchase it, you were in for a special kind of RPG. One that is definitely more JRPG, with good characters and story, along with a dating sim aspect to it, and a game with an anime presence to it. The first 3 games, Growlanser 1, Growlanser 2, Sense of Justice, and Growlanser 3, Dual Darkness, are all connected, whereas Growlanser 4, Wayfarer of Time, is a standalone story, and Growlanser 6, Precarious World, is a direct sequel to Growlanser 5, Generations, not the North American Growlanser Generations. So it's kind of all over the place. I personally played 2 and 3, and I own 5 and 6, but 6 is in Japanese, and I have yet to finish both of them. The stories of the series are similar in that each game has some sort of war between 2 nations, going on with magic and hidden plot twists that can change the course of the game. Sure, they sound very much the same in that regard, but each plot has something very unique to it, like soul possession, backstabbing, prophecies, etc. Since I've only played 2 games, I can only take my opinion from the story from 2 and 3, but I was happy with the story and the characters are quite memorable. The gameplay itself is fairly straightforward, with linear plot chasing preventing you from drifting away, but there are still side quests to complete in order to obtain good items and experience. The dating sim aspect is a real bitch to get right, unfortunately, mainly for the second game Growlanser 2 Sense of Justice, as I was trying to win over this one chick, but because I didn't do one mission perfectly, she wanted nothing to do with me and the main character was a lonely shit before the final battle. The series is played through like a tactical RPG, but brings real-time strategy into the mix, where once you give a command, time is taken for the character to move to the designated location and attack the targeted enemy. Meanwhile, the enemy can be moving too, and other characters may be given commands as well, as shown in the video here. It can be a bit stressful handling all the characters and making sure they don't die, but you can strategize with each character's specialities in order to dominate the battle, what with weapons with different ranges and some characters that are fucking tanked beyond belief. There are 3 possible outcomes during each story battle: mission failure, mission clear, and mission complete. Certain battles have set objectives. Some missions do affect the plot and can influence the relationships between you and the other characters in the game. I will say that some are nearly impossible to do, so if you're looking to get perfect across the board, have fun. The music, although unfortunately hard to find online and in stores, is actually quite nice. Some really pop out while others don't, so take your pick on favorite songs. There's also a nice chunk of voice acting in each game. As mentioned before, Growlanser Generations was released by Working Designs, who usually kept the same people around to do the voices in their games, so if you're a fan of the Lunar games on PlayStation, you can be sure to hear some of the characters in Growlanser Generations. As an extra, and something done by Working Design, is a gallery of bloopers by the voice actors once you finish the game. They are really funny, and if you want to listen, I made videos of them ages ago on my channel, and they will be linked in the description below. One last thing to mention is that the character artwork is beautiful, but get used to weird outfits. If you can find any of these games, give them a try. Don't go into it thinking it'll be easy. It can be horribly punishing if you don't get your shit together right away. Out of the 2 I've played, 3 is way more forgiving than 2. I had a lot of fun with these games, and I always go back to them if I want a challenge.
If you plan to play this game.
If you want to date a certain character in Growlanser 2, use a guide and pray. Also, buffing magic is awesomely godlike. Use it as often as you can. Enjoy!